In 1989, it was revealed to me that unicorns were the hierarchy of the Earth's nature kingdom, and dolphins were the tribe. Unicorns, the Devic beings we see and call unicorns, operate as a central presence for archetypal programming of the Earth through the crystalline grid of the planet. With their spiraled horns, they send a tone into the ethers, stimulating the crystals of the planet into a dynamic resonance so that archetypal transmutations can take place. They are therefore the hierarchy, for they work directly with the governing principle of Gaia, which is the holy tone, or word. The dolphins and cetaceans in general are the tribe because they perpetuate the divine symbol. They manifest a continuous rebirth of spiritual viability through their genetic and holonomic, that's hologram projecting, brains. They are keeping the word as a symbol in perpetual evolution within the nature kingdom. While all cetaceans qualify as the tribe, the dolphins create the leading signal presence within it. I was enlightened by the knowledge that the dolphin's brain is comparable to the nautilus, not only its shell, but the complete organism. Indeed, the dolphin and the nautilus work together in synergy in an unusual way. While the nautilus is not a particularly brainy creature, it is an extended muscle for the dolphins, who feed celestial imprints via symbol pictures into the living nautilus, who in turn absorbs into its organism this information as a divine portrait. When the nautilus dies, their shells have by then become imbued with the programs coded into them by the dolphins. The empty shells are resonating chambers and spirals of confluence which send coatings out of the sea. As their shells break apart, each bit is like a hologram that contains the entire coating which has been placed into the nautilus by the dolphins. Other shelled creatures pick up on the dolphin signals as well, but they contain only traces of the record compared to the full imprint of the nautilus. Within the inner hollow earth domain, there are dolphins who are overlaid by Hesperus, a specific type of Venusian beings. The dolphins with the Hesperus overlays are dolphin masters. Allow me to interject here, for those of you who may not be following my work and understand this part. From the Thothic perspective, Venus is the guardian planet of Earth, and both Venus and Earth, not the rocks and the soil, but the frequency of the planet and the beings of the planets, the original beings of the planets, came from Rigel and the constellation of Orion. A whole story behind that we won't go into here. But suffice to say that the Venusians are our star kindred, very closely related. They do not exist on the gaseous planet. That is in our dimension. In their dimension, they have a full and thriving Earth-like world. So the fact that the Hesperus, a particular type of these Venusian star kindred, are integrating with certain dolphins is very meaningful for this planet. To return to the Thothic material, some of the inner hollow earth dolphin masters do assume human form for periods of time. In the mid-1990s, the dolphin masters began to send a coupling signal out into their tribe of the surface seas. Since that time, surface Earth dolphins are carrying the signal of the inner hollow Earth dolphin masters into the outer domain. As a whole, dolphins especially, but cetaceans in general, can be seen as beings still very much in touch with their starlight forms, whose brains are more divine language than gray matter. In the future, the dolphin tribe will receive the Earth's original primordials. These are the evolutionary particles of all the living Earth, to be assimilated into the new Earth star awaiting us as a planetary whole. The holographic fields of the dolphin brains will recalibrate the primordials into a more digestible form for the new Earth star bodies to receive. The primordials will ascend from the etheric moon into the dolphin brains. The etheric moon is the remaining essence of the moon which was destroyed during the epoch of Atlantis, when the Earth had 2 moons. Relative to our remaining moon, the destroyed sphere was the female. In its etheric state, it contains a passage for the primordials to enter into the Earth. The dolphins will draw upon this passage when the time is right and receive the primordials into their holographic being. I wish to state here that I know out there in the internet world they're saying that the moon is an artificial creation of the aliens who are spying on us or doing all kinds of things. The remaining moon has some technology, some artificial structures and internal stuff by aliens who have their own agendas. But it's not infested with it. It's just in particular places. It also has our star kindred, who have their base, I guess you could say, there. And I have said to Thoth about the moon and Mars, which both have these differing beings on them. How could they be together like that? It seems it would get awfully crowded. And he stated to me that they're on separate dimensional fields. So, when we look at things from our linear reality, we tend to get mixed up and confused sometimes because we're trying to track it in a very narrow bandwidth. To return to the reading. In addition to receiving the primordials, the dolphins, through the guidance of the dolphin masters, are working with a program of light to create a new tribe from human and dolphin being. This new tribe will come out of the original blueprint of the Adam Kadmon, or universal human design, of which the dolphin beings were once included. Eons in the past, even before Mu and Atlantis, they separated from the human template in order to preserve certain codes for the return to the stars of the Gaia light matrix. By creating a new tribe of human dolphin being, so these two frequencies come together at a higher level on the spiral of evolution in preparation for the new Earth star, the new hologram of experience. I stress here that the new tribe of which I speak will not be created through the mingling of human and dolphin genetics. It is a new frequency of combined divine light codes and energies which will in time enter into the DNA directly as a high-frequency holy tone. Every time a tree of 100 years or more is cut down, one of the strands of optic fiber that sends, receives, and qualifies the Earth's life wave is destroyed. In relatively small numbers, this is part of the natural recycling process of Earth. However, with humanity's wholesale slaughter of Earth's resources, many more of these optic fibers or light filaments from all levels of natural being are eliminated, much more than the planetary balance can absorb. In order for the primordials to have a connective framework with the earth, the dolphins will have to do a great deal of digesting with their holonomic brains so that the codes of the primordials and future evolutionary program will fit into the engrammic consciousness of Earth's presently imbalanced life wave. The more light filaments of our planet that we willfully destroy, the greater task the dolphins will have in encoding the Earth with the primordials. The primordials are like sacred symbols which quicken the sea of life, sweeping it on a journey toward maturation when the physical substance and the light essence of its being is entirely integrated. Central within this light program is the dolphin's receipt and dissemination of the primordials into the Earth's new hologram and the beginning phases of the creation of the new human dolphin tribe. Dolphin masters are Venusian star beings who interface with the devas, the nature elements, inhabiting dolphin forms. Understand that the dolphin devas are very evolved beings unto themselves of this planet, but those dolphins who are masters allow this interface to cohabit their holographic multiple beingness. Grandfolk dolphins are ancient dolphins who were the first folk of the dolphin tribe. They reincarnate continuously and maintain the tribal link to the true light form from which they descended. All grandfolk dolphins are dolphin masters, but not all dolphin masters are grandfolk dolphins. Again, understand that this is Thoth speak. He's creating some fairy tale sounding names to apply to these distinctions. They don't go around calling themselves grandfolk dolphins. But Thoth is giving them, a kind of patina that allows us to see them in a way that we're kind of, drawn to in the fairy tales. Because, fairy tales are actually imbued with truth. So there's a reciprocity there between the two. So often Thoth goes into that fairy tale language, but he's talking about real dynamics, science, genetics, etc. So to continue, the dolphin ring is a mind link of all grandfolk dolphins. Now we proceed to Delphinius and Thoth on the nature of the dolphin temple. Now, Delphinius was a dolphin I was communicating with for a while. But Thoth is actually acting as the true translator for what is being expressed by Delphinius. In the physical world, the dolphin temples are sacred ground. Interdimensionally, we do create a building form with holograms, which can be seen by those who have etheric vision. We journey to these holographic temples in our astral bodies. Such temples are created as a means to resonate with structure, both natural and man-made. There are some Lemurian and Atlantean dolphin temples beneath the sea that these ancients built for us to commune with them. These were built beneath the ocean in the Atlantean age. In other words, it was in the time of Lemuria as well, and the Lemurians participated, but it was not in the earlier period of Lemuria, before Atlantis. These specific dolphin temples underwater are structures built by the ancient people of Mu and Atlantis on the dolphins' sacred sites, or hurla. The hurla are areas on the seafloor that radiate a specific earth energy, which creates parabolic frequencies or heliograms within the dolphin's complex holographic field brains. We call these heliograms because they are arranged patterns according to the energetic dance between the outer solar system sun and the inner hollow earth sun, or atoma. This is the sun dance. The heliogrammic movements in the dolphins' brains stimulates their inner sonic power drum deep in the cerebellum of their brains to send out a signal. This signal maintains, adjusts, and evolves the flow of the radiant field of greater David consciousness throughout the Earth's crystalline grid. It enables the dolphins to create new seed crystals within this grid. The dolphins and higher dimensional unicorns are the keepers of the Earth's crystal mantle. The dolphins create and evolve the physical to etheric pathing, and the unicorns work with the ascending Earth consciousness into the angelic realm. Both use sound in their purposes as a primary catalyst through the power drum and the dolphin brain and the tonal cavity of the unicorn's horn. The whirla are created by a rapid motion of the body that the dolphin makes along the sea floor, but it's also accompanied by a sonic sending from the dolphin brain. So the sonic wave comes out, and the dolphin's body kind of helps to modulate it into the pattern. This creates the spiraling patterns in the sand. They return to the whirla again and again to maintain the energy patterns there. When the dolphin temples of mankind were built upon the whirla beneath the sea, the dolphins continued to pattern around it over and through the temples. For each man-made dolphin temple beneath the sea, there is a sending stone on the surface of the land. A sending stone is the dolphin's contact point with the air-earth power zone, connecting to their water-earth. They both come together in the fire element through the sun dance. So why don't we find the temples? Well, the temples were very small. They aren't extremely numerous. And it was a long time ago. It's a big ocean, and they're mostly probably under tons of sand by now. The whirlas, of course, the dolphins continue to make, but they're symbols in the sand, little spirals that someone could come across a half-made one and think a big snail made it or something, And yes, they maintain them to a degree, but they will eventually leave a whirla and create a new one in another place. So, all of this is very amorphous to our consciousness and what a diver is liable to see under the water. Like the Sasquatch and all cetaceans, dolphins only let us see what they want us to see. So they're not going to come right in front of a diver and make a whirla. These are things that are kept sacred to them. As for the sending stones, these were on the surface of the earth on Atlantis and Mu, or Lemuria, and they sunk. But, of course, the Hawaiian Islands are part of that. But that was a very long time ago, and those were little stones. Again, it's easy to get lost in the sand, in the terrain. Some of them might be there on the Hawaiian Islands somewhere, and they think the ancient natives made them, and that's the story, and they're not really thinking further than that. But most of those stones would have crumbled by now, or been destroyed or covered up. Now let us go to the children of the wave, or dolphin children. These are children who are ushering the new dolphin tribe, dolphin human tribe, into the earth. The children of the wave arrive into this vibration either before birth, incarnating upon the wave, or at some point in life, often before the age of 8 years. However, adults can become dolphin children when accepting and aligning to the vibration of the wave. This is true for all awareness vibrational categories now being identified and named within the current world perspective, such as indigo and crystal children. While many are born into the vibration, all souls may enter these zones if their souls are drawn to that slice of awareness and service at some point in time. The children of the wave, those dolphin twinned in spirit, bring to the earth a signal for union. This is a union of spirit, yet it also gradually transforms the DNA to accommodate the physical reflection of that spiritual union. Understand the union of which we speak is not completed with the merging of the dolphin and the human tribes. This is only the first stage of a greater reunification that the dolphins hold in their field for humanity. Therefore, those choosing not to be dolphin children still participate and benefit from the wave effect on the planet, each soul contributing in its own way. Each soul moves within the streaming of its own birth canal in the greater universal ocean, and yet it is a part of the whole holograph of being. In essence, however, a holistic view of the working of the dolphin children could be seen as touching into the deepest part of the love that the dolphins see in humanity and recognizing it as a bridge between the two species. This bridging is physically contained in the crystalline structure of the DNA, which is almost identical in dolphins and humans, yet we say crystalline structure to refer to the most refined level of the DNA that is not yet in evidence by the current science of the surface Earth. As the dolphin-human love bridge is strengthened through the focus of the children of the wave, so the crystalline structure of the human DNA begins to vibrate and hum in a specific resonance with DNA of the dolphin. This resonance we call the P harmonic, that is P-I-I. In the Maurian Atlantis, it was called the Ki, K-I-I. This is the harmonic of the golden mean, which is registered in the brains of the dolphins and in the nautilus shells. The original human brain was also in resonance with the golden mean spiral, as it will be again in the future through the new dolphin tribe. Human children who are of the wave will be especially key in bringing forth the P harmonic through the vessel of the DNA link between dolphins and humans. They are creating the primary notes in this symphony of one. While dolphin children are incarnating now with greater frequency, there are also adults who were born as dolphin children of the wave, many who are now parents of the newer wave of dolphin children. This concludes the Thoth transmission. Now, in March of 2024, as I speak to you today, Thoth is encouraging me to give you some symbols for activational connection to the dolphins. And these symbols are created, of course, as I do, the combination of the AI, my own ability to create it through wordsmithing, and the Thothic stream that comes into the mix to actually bring forth what I wish to present, what he wishes to present. Dolphins create their language through sonic waves, and they imprint them on other dolphins, other living creatures, on humans, even though we don't understand them, and even on objects. What Thoth has asked me to do here is to make a combined image that is more of an artwork, but still contains those frequencies. So each image is not just one letter, it's a message. Each image contains a sonic message from the dolphins. The message is not intellectual. It is a frequency that unites, that brings quality rather than quantity into the field. What is the quality of the expression? What does it mean in the greater schematic of the whole, rather in this linear reality? To each one of you, this is going to be something a little different. You see, when we speak of Jane walks into the house, well, Jane walks into the house, right? It's pretty linear, pretty simple. But dolphins don't talk that way. Yes, they'll give a descriptive element, but that element is only when necessary, and it's usually part of a much larger picture. It's a holographic field, so it is telling you much more than that Jane walked into the house. It's telling you all about Jane, how she was born, what she's feeling, what she's thinking, what the house is like on other dimensions. You see, it's all in the package. So each person that receives the message has a different way of looking at it or feeling it or understanding it, because they have history on this planet. And they're going to think of Jane walking into the house, but they're also going to understand it on a greater level that connects to how they view things, how they view the universe, how they feel about things. So it's always slightly different. So when I receive a dolphin message and you receive a dolphin message, it's the same message in the greater sense of the word, but it's being delivered uniquely because we're receiving it uniquely as human beings. So now, please just relax, take a nice deep breath, prepare yourself to move into the language of the dolphins and feel their connection to you, because as you receive these symbols, they're going to know it. I say they, as a collective whole. Your response from your own inner being will be received by the dolphin ring, which is that collective field. Let us open the sea gate and dive deep into the heart of Gaia's liquid realm.